I'm back, coming at you guys with another Ocarina of Time Remake 2026 discussion video. Now, I took yesterday off and I didn't put out a video. I'm actually training for an Ironman race, right? So I took yesterday off to do a 80-mile bike ride, right? So I'm completely dead. But nonetheless, I thought I needed to hop on and crank out a video just because I have so much to talk about and I keep thinking about this game, so... And the topic I want to talk about today is because we're getting a 2026 roundup Ocarina of Time remake, or at least that's what it seems like. Does that also mean we're getting a Majora's Mask remake possibly in the future? I don't know, maybe say a couple years after Ocarina of Time drops, like in maybe, I don't know, 2028 or 2029. I got to thinking about this, and there's some interesting theories I have on what they actually could do with Majora's Mask, given that this is a ground-up remake. I have a couple directions I think they could possibly take a modern Majora's Mask remake in. The 3DS one, that wasn't really it. It didn't do it for me. Some people like the 3DS version, but for me, I always prefer the N64 Classic over that one. In my opinion, I didn't really like what they did with the bosses, and it was just kind of too bright for me. One of the things I think they could do with the remake is just to double down on Clocktown, right? Clocktown was one of the best kind of hub worlds in Zelda. And the reason for that is because it felt so alive with all the different NPCs, right? Every NPC had like a schedule, and they went about their lives. They could do something like that, but just amp it up and take it to a higher degree. With like, I don't know, a higher degree of realism. Right, as usual, the NPCs would have like kind of like a pre-programmed schedule they follow when they go throughout the day, and they could really change it, maybe how the dialogue works and how you interact with each NPC, just to give it a more lifelike feel. I don't know, like some kind of dynamic dialogue system, or maybe something based on Link's reputation, or your actions in the game, or stuff like that. They could really do just add another layer of depth. I mean, there's already quite a bit of depth when you think about Clocktown and Termina, so. And the next thing they could do is just kind of double down on side quests. Majora's Mask has probably some of the most legendary side quests of, not just in Zelda, but any game in general. So what they could do is they could keep the existing side quests like Anju Cafe and others. But I mean, they could add a few new ones as well. They could add some side quests like that really get you emotionally invested in the characters, and kind of flesh out the characters and make them feel like actual people versus just NPCs. I think that'd be pretty cool to see. I absolutely love the side quest in Majora's Mask, and I'd want to see more of that. But another thing I'd like to see them doing is just to lean more into the horror elements in Majora's Mask and some of the creepy, unsettling elements, right? Like, you've got the moon, like the moon's expression. Can you imagine seeing the moon's expression in in this new remade engine? That would be absolutely insane. Because as it was really creepy in particularly the N64 version, just the way it looked. Something about the expression on his face, it just looks so sinister, and I always found it kind of creepy. Right, so I'd really want them to lean into the psychological elements of Majora's Mask as well, because there's a lot of them. The Ikana Canyon section in particular is super. I don't know. There's something about that place just doesn't sit right with me, right? Like, I don't know. You've got that music box house with the girl that locked her father in a closet, right? He's becoming a Gebdo, and you got all the Gebdos circling around it. And then you go to that kind of beneath the well section. Yeah, I mean, that was great. To me, Majora's Mask, like the horror, it's not quite as intense as like bottom of the well Shadow Temple, but it's pretty good. Honestly, it's more of a unsettling vibe. And that's something that I think they could definitely lean into if they were to remake Majora's Mask, which actually, in all honesty, I think they're going to, if I were to place a bet on it. One thing I think they should also do is to kind of rework the bosses, right? The changes they made to the bosses in the 3DS with those, I don't know, those eyeball things or whatever they were, I didn't like that at all. I think they should go back to closer to what they did with the original bosses. But even that, they could expand upon it, or I don't know. They're probably going to rework the combat system in the new Ocarina of Time game, and I'm going to go into that in another video of how I think they can, completely redo the combat and like add a few elements to it to make it feel more modernized and more smooth. right? All right, so then you got the map of Termina itself. And with Termina, I don't think it'd be really hard to do a drastic overhaul of Termina like it would be with Hyrule. But there's a few things I think they should do. I think they should slightly expand the map. Maybe not go too crazy with it because as it is, I think Termina is great. It works really well. You could definitely bump up the size a little bit, add more houses and just places you can enter throughout the map. That would be interesting. And of course, I just love to see more NPC side quests and stories just scattered throughout the world to various different locations. You know, you can do more side quests related to the mask and make each mask have a little bit more functionality, right? Like some of the masks in the game, you'd only use like one time for one thing, and then you kind of you wouldn't ever use them again. So I think it'd be really interesting if they took that concept and added more utility and use for each of the masks. There's some pretty cool masks in the game that I like that are kind of underutilized, and there's some that are overutilized in that sense as well. So that'd be really neat if they did something like that. And as far as the 3-day cycle goes, I think it'd be kind of hard to really touch that without altering the core elements of the game and what make it so special. So from that perspective, I think they should probably keep the 3-day cycle intact. Somebody in my comment section mentioned something on them doing like a 7-day cycle or a 10-day cycle or something like that. But in my opinion, that might not work out exactly well. Right, as it is, you could already slow down and speed up time to kind of alter what that 3 days feels like and to accomplish certain tasks. So I know it'll be interesting to see if they do give us a Majora's Mask remake. I know they, from the original Ocarina of Time until they dropped Majora's Mask, I think they only had 18 months to work on it or less than that. And they produced something really unique and special. Of course, with the new stuff and how game development works nowadays, I think it's probably going to take, quite a good bit longer. But, I'm hoping we do see this game in the next, 2 or 3 years after they do give us Ocarina of Time remake. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about them remaking Majora's Mask. I know it's been the rumor that's been going around. People have been talking about it since they announced this new game. So let me know in the comment section below what you guys think they could possibly do with a new Majora's Mask game in the modern age. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, so I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. As always, thanks to everybody who's been coming to my channel. I love that we have a place where we can just nerd out and talk about Zelda. So, yeah. Anyways, if you guys haven't already, subscribe. There's more Zelda content coming, that's for sure. I should have another video out tomorrow. Yeah, anyways, thank you for sticking it through the end. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you guys. I can't say that enough. All right, until the next video. Bye.